talented Mr. Drayton, aka Alice's baby. On today's show, we got it's your man, aka Gregory, hey Alice's baby. On today's show, we got a whole bunch of BS going down in the U.S. Can we survive another 250 years? I don't know. Listen, after checking last week's mailbag, I got a little something to say before we start the show. Check this out.
And let me just say this. You will never see in any of my videos where I stop to clarify and state not all white people. News flash. You're not gonna. And you know why? Because the white people that know me, that I know them, they love me, I love them, they know I'm not talking to them. They already know I'm not talking to them. When I talk about racism in this country and racist people, they're not offended because they're not racist. Okay? I don't understand why you all don't understand that. And if something I said did something to your spirit, you may want to go lay on a lady's couch and try to find out why you felt that way. Right? If you're not transphobic, homophobic, ableist, texturist, colorist, xenophobic, when I talk about those things, you won't be offended because I'm not talking to you. Okay? All I am asking, no matter the hue of your skin, is to be a decent human being. I don't give a damn what race you are. Okay? So when I get on here and make a statement about this country and where we are, if you're offended, you need to explore that. It has nothing to do with me. Okay? So I will never get on here and say not all white people. I don't need to. Right? They know who I'm talking to. There's a 6-foot cross burning in Chicago. I wonder who put that up.
I wonder. Now let's get into it. Make it make sense. Holla.
On us every weekend, oh the vibe's so fine. Saturday, sit down with Mr. Drayton. Shine.
You are now locked in to the Saturday Sit Down with the talented Mr. Drayton. Your favorite place for the best conversations. We're talking news, politics, entertainment, and possibly the ever so rare nipple slip. You are now locked in with the talented Mr. Drayton, and this is the Saturday Sit Down.
Say what, say what, say what? It's your man in the building, Gregory the talented Mr. Drayton, a.k.a. Alice's baby, a.k.a. Mook Jones, a.k.a. Woo, I don't even know what time it is. Welcome to the Saturday Sit Down. Each and every Saturday, I bring you the week's news, everything that's happening from here to D.C. So as I sit down on the Saturday Sit Down, grab a chair, grab a friend. Let me introduce you to my so hairy and sexy panel. Let's get ready for a sexy party. Hey. First up, I got my co-host. This is my Monday crew. My Monday crew. So if you check us out on Mondays, I'm with one of these guys. You know, we in a three-way. So three-way.
I feel used.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing? You like
I don't hate it, and that's the thing I really have to tackle with.
I was like, some people are into that. Yeah. Listen. Get in when you fit in. Let's start off with my man. 4 o'clock Mondays, right on this very network. The Monday mailbag. You know, I hate showing this picture, but I guess I got it. What's good? You have to keep it occasional. Yeah, this is when everything goes wrong. So when y'all see me at the grocery store, y'all are going to see this guy. I'm going to leave this picture up for a minute. I don't think you have on Bugs Bunny slippers and a robe. Don't think you're going to see that guy. Right? My tattoos are kind of right here. I don't know what that is. Although I do. So, you know, Malcolm is with me on the Monday mailbag. Malcolm is also here on Wednesdays. Now, let me just tell you something about Wednesdays. Wednesdays have gotten so interesting to me, right? We ask G, you know, what he thinks about the topics that we put into it. So check him out, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on this very network. Malcolm, the founder of M3, I'm so glad that you did this for us.
Yeah, no, I think with the G thing was, I was doing that anyway for my own research purposes to, like, you know, see how you could view this through the lens of a Black or queer person. And I was just like, let me show my work. I'll just show my work.
How did you get to that answer, sir? How did you decide it?
I'm checking papers. Over
yeah, it's a pretty good way to do research. So yeah,
it is a really good way to do research. And just because I can't get enough, well, let me just say something. Also, can't get enough of Malcolm's velvety smooth voice and that sexy afro as he drinks lemonade, that cool, refreshing drink. Check him out on his podcast. M3 presents the Male Media Mind Bearcast every Friday. And if you join us, because right now you're watching us through Patreon, so if you join Patreon for a mere $5 a month, you can get access to early shows, poetry readings, adult content, picnics,
Behind the scenes stuff like this.
right. Well, like this is recorded for our
picnics. Shh. Don't tell them how to go. Don't give away the secret. Be very quiet. We're hunting rabbit. I go and I change clothes and I come back at 7 p.m. and I explore my passion of music. Kukaracha, and I get in here with my man. I like to call him the Randalorian. His mama named him Randy, but I also call him It's Me, Randy, my co-host for this right here, the mixtape, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It is a rip-roaring good time. We often have lively debates about what music is, and it's news to me. Always has something that's news to me. So tune in.
Bring the heat.
Drag the bitch line, and you'll be seeing Randy on another show here in this network
very
soon as I kick and drag him. Look at me scared. Like,
what are we doing, Gregory? Yeah.
Stop that. Yeah, don't do that. Don't say that. Malcolm, make him stop. Push the button. Now listen, as we do each and every week, we come here. We have great segments, but everybody loves the black news. Malcolm, I have a question before I hit the button. What does black news mean to you in this era of Trump? That is a real question. This era of Trump, just seeing the news through a black lens mean to you?
I think it is. For me, it's really difficult. I think you do a great job of basically roasting the news, because most of the time it's like, what hell are we in right now? And I do appreciate Amanda when she breaks down the L's. I started to realize it does make me smile a little bit. Like, I wonder, like, after the presidency, is she going to put them all together and just make a whole list of all the bullshit that he did?
That's what I'm going to do.
Holy shit. It's a lot.
Yeah.
And it's weekly. She used to do it once. Poor man.
Yeah.
She does it twice.
So it is hopeful.
Yeah, it is hopeful. Randy, what is just getting the news from a black perspective mean to you?
Well, I mean, the phrase "you gotta meet people where they live" always comes to mind when I was originally just watching this show. It was the same news that you hear every day, but now it's being told to me by people who look and resemble me, and they're giving it to me in a way that I can understand the full spectrum of what the news means, but also what it specifically means to people like me. And that's what black news means to me. News is news, but the perspective with the black lens, that's what is important.
Yeah.
Well, you all check out this opening while I look into the camera and wonder, do I look like Randy? Holla.
This is Black News.
Hey, what's up? Welcome to this week's edition of the Black News. As Malcolm preferenced before, my girl Amanda's going to start off with bringing us the L's with a week. Is so many. so many. So
I can check.
Call me the Commander-in-Chief. It's time to talk about Donald Trump's L's of the week so far. It's only Tuesday. You thought covering the Kennedy Center with the tarp would stop people from taking pictures of having your name removed. It did not. Anyway, here's the Kennedy Center with your name removed. Obviously, the letters have damaged the marble, just like your idiot contractor friends damaged the reflecting pool. You got J.D. Vance out here tap dancing about how the deal with Iran is done. It's super not. Straits closed again. And the U.S. Strategic Petroleum Reserve has hit the lowest point since 1983. That's before I was born, a thing I do not get to say that often anymore. And it doesn't matter anyway, even if the Strait opened today and stayed open, oil prices are not coming down. You keep suing states that won't give you access to their voter rolls, and you just keep losing. Maryland is the next in line. That makes you 9 losses, 0 wins, as every federal judge on earth is like, ew. But that's okay, right? You get to use your immigration database to build a citizenship list and purge people off of state voter rolls, right? Right? No. But that's okay, because you get to subpoena Tim Walz and a bunch of other Democrats in Minnesota over made-up shit, right? No. Ew, 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 ew. No. At this point, I feel like the federal judiciary is just a puppy owner with a rolled-up newspaper. No. Stop it. So Pete Hegseth is in a cult, and now we learned that Tulsi was in a cult. I mean, learn.
Yeah,
we all do this.
So
Turns
bad.
out all of her policy directives
Real.
came from her cult leader, and not you, which I guess explains why she's out now. Instructions from her cult leader included figure out how to fracture Democrats. A thing a bunch of us were saying from the beginning about her. Look, I'm being proven right about Taylor Lorenz and Tulsi Gabbard, both in 1 week, and it's only Tuesday. So Pete is also in a cult, and I'm wondering if maybe we should check the instructions he's getting from his pastor. Because it looks to me like what he's setting out to do is destroy the American military. He refuses to promote people with any sort of experience, and now he's purposefully sickening the entirety of the Air Force. Last week, these flu cases were in the hundreds. Now they're in the 200s. Where have we seen this sort of exponential disease spread before? Anyway, Senate Republicans are having a sit-down with Donald Trump to tell him he needs to shut up about the SAVE Act. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Federal judge has tossed out Republican states' restrictions on SNAP benefits. Buy the food you want. Nobody cares. That's okay. We can sue LA over their sanctuary policy. No! No, you can't. That's okay. We can subpoena some journalists. No! Subpoenas withdrawn. No. That's okay. We can defeat wind energy. No! You've abandoned enforcement of your executive order about wind energy because the states just kept doing it anyway. Even Tucker Carlson is like, this is stupid. I need to distance myself from what's happening here. Suck my dick, Tucker. It's okay, babe. You still have Stephen Miller, who I'm sure is super fun and great company all the time.
You know, the fact that she said suck her dick was amazing.
I know, right?
I want to, oh God, you know, I rarely have time to dig into all this shit before I get to Friday's Hells. But Tulsi Gabbard actually and goddamn truthfully being a real God to honest cult. Randy, what say you about
the moment you start hearing God, dog, I don't know, G. The moment you hear it, if you're a smart person, it's like, give me a break. But then the more you hear okay, they were meeting here, and then she's being coaxed to say this, and then this person that she met was also coaxed to begin coercing her, and then she's saying the things, and then we all know eventually you're not going to be here, but now you're saying you're not here for a different, I don't know, it's all weird to me, right? The cult thing, we've been saying it jokingly. They're in the Jim Jones group drinking the Kool-Aid. But, like, can we really be surprised that there's legit a cult thing behind this?
Yeah, no, they've actually been. I remember seeing this on Rachel Maddow's show, and she talked about this group from, like, 20 years ago. So it's nothing new, but you know, it's one of those things where it's not a secret, but it's I don't know. Like, I guess people call them open secrets. Like, we know what's going on, but people just don't.
It's unknown.
Okay, I'll give you that.
Yeah. So, like, one of the things that this group used to do was just to house representatives of Congress, right? And then they would groom them. They were actively trying to recruit people and so she was basically a Manchurian type candidate, right? Like they were
Okay. Well, yeah.
This is not like a happenstance. They've done this with other congressmen and other officials. Yeah, and they just got the evidence. They got all the receipts. But I'm just saying, she's not the only one. She's not the only one, right?
In case you're just joining us, we're discussing the fact that
there was this.
But they all seem to be puppets of someone, or coerced by some. It's like these group of people who are doing the bidding. They all got somebody Pinocchioing them into Pinocchioing them into something else, right? Because even the shout out to Swag, even as he pointed out, the couch fucker, like Peter Thiel's got his hand up his ass. So they all got somebody pulling the strings behind them. It's interesting how compromised all of them were, that there are people who can manipulate them in our government.
Well, Malcolm, guess what the fuck? You thought that was some shit?
Call me the federal judiciary. It's time to talk about Donald Trump's L's for the week. A judge has permanently blocked your first executive order limiting mail-in voting and requiring documentary proof of citizenship to blah, 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 blah. Suck it! I'm going to print out this executive order specifically and use it to pick up dog shit. Fine, we'll just get the states to do it. No! Republican governor of Ohio has vetoed a bill that would have restricted mail-in voting. Now, why would he do that? Come here. Old white Republicans in rural areas vote by mail. Nope, I'm not done. So does the military. You cannot win any elections without those two groups. Gerard Butler has really let himself go. Anyway, a Republican state senator from South Dakota is now facing felony charges for what?
That's crazy.
Election fraud. You keep sending ICE to arrest people at courthouses, and a judge was like, ew. Executive order vacated. Yet another dog shit tool. You tried to limit student loans that were available to nurses and other healthcare providers, and a judge was like, ew. Ew. We need more nurses, you dumb mother. Uh-oh. The judge has ordered Todd Blanche to release more of the Epstein files. This lawsuit was brought by Katie Fang from the Midas Touch Network. You think left-wing content creators are stuck in this country with you, but you're really stuck in this country with us. Go fash, lose cash. Billionaire owner of the LA Times took it all MAGA, and now they can't pay their bills. Vendors, contracts, nothing. Because everyone canceled their subscriptions. Federal judge has blocked the DOJ from obtaining the medical records of minor children undergoing gender affirming care. Your obsession with little kids continues to be weird. Oh, and then you tried to sue Jersey over their unwillingness to cooperate with federal ICE officials, and a judge was like, no, screw off. You've appealed the first of your 9 court losses where you try to get voter rolls from states, Michigan in this case, and the appeals court was like, look, we told you the first time. We're just going to keep saying it. Go away. Nobody likes you. Everybody hates you. Guess you should go eat worms. You can get some out of RFK's brain. You canceled a bill signing for a bipartisan piece of housing legislation, the first in 30 years. Congress had already set up a ceremonial desk for the signing or whatever. I don't know if you know this, but this bill becomes law after 10 days no matter what you do. And then Maxwell Frost sat at the ceremonial desk and frame mugged you. President Frost. Oh, and Alligator Alcatraz is closed. Screw off. It's okay, babe. I'm sure as you come to the stark realization that nobody is scared of you and we all think you're a giant fucking dork, you can hug your crypto for comfort.
Well,
Like
that what was that meme from that movie with Woody Harrelson where he was drying his tears with the millions of dollars?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that's kind of, yeah. I was like, yeah, he's kind of like so sad.
You know,
billions.
We're going to get into it, though. But I want us to play it before I play this next. Wondered if you ever wondered, where are they now? Sing it with me, Randy. Where are you now?
Where are you now?
Thank you. Yeah, I love this. Check it
It's
out.
Monday night, and here's what happened. Is Mitch McConnell still with us? We don't know. And why wouldn't we know right away if Mitch McConnell had passed away? Well, because according to state and federal law, the governor of Kentucky, where Mitch McConnell has long time served as a senator, would get to pick the replacement to finish out Mitch McConnell's term until a special election could be called. Now, the governor of Kentucky is Democrat Andy Beshear. So Andy Beshear would likely pick a Democrat to serve in that role, which would be very interesting and very much a reason that the powers that be may be trying to hide the status of Mitch McConnell at the current moment, or for as long as possible. In other missing people news, there is an update in the Nancy Guthrie case. Apparently, 2 ransom notes were given to the family in the days after Nancy Guthrie's disappearance. The first one was demanding cryptocurrency ransom. And in the second one, they apparently apologized to the Guthrie family, saying, "We're really sorry, but your mom did pass away fairly quickly after we kidnapped her, and she is buried in nature." Savannah responded on her Instagram saying, "We hear you. We understand. We would like our mother returned to us. We will still pay." That's what that was about, apparently. But there's been no other breaks in the case since then. It's just that they released what that second ransom letter said. JD Vance claims that Iran is going to allow American and nonpartisan investigators to oversee Iran's nuclear program. And Iran said, that is not true. Why do you guys keep saying things that aren't true? We keep having these meetings. We keep going through these points. And then you go on TV and say something that is blatantly false. Vance was also seen today borrowing somebody's laptop to type up deal points with Iran, which is just kind of like deeply unserious, lacking strategy, lacking process for how we conduct diplomacy and deal making and national security. And that's because none of that stuff seems to matter to this administration. All that matters is people making short-term decisions to cover the grift of the Trump administration looting the American treasury, in my opinion. Speaking of a grift, this is what the reflecting pool has been looking like from project just finished to about a couple days later to like a week later. And now Donald Trump is blaming rogue vandals for destroying the reflecting pool. This is a tactic called Darvo. He uses this often. This is a psychological manipulation tactic used by abusers. Darvo: deny, attack, and reverse the victim and offender. Anytime something goes wrong for him, he Darvos. He does exactly that. And in karmic news, Kirk Hammett, who is the guitarist for the band Metallica, wore this shirt last week during one of their stage performances. He calls Taylor Swift a CIA psyop, and then this week he falls off stage injuring himself? More from Maggie Haberman's book, Regime Change, in the next video.
Oh, God.
Coincidence? I
I don't fuck with that Tay-Tay code. I'm telling you.
So many things. So I want to say about the Todd Blanche situation.
Okay.
So like the way this works, he had the DOJ has until the 17th of July to, in writing, say that no, we're not going forward with this ridiculous 1776 fund. Because his lawyer refused to actually drop this. He's just saying it out loud, but they're still like behind the scenes still going on, right?
Right.
Because of the 17th. His confirmation for Attorney General is the 15th and the 16th, right? So it feels like they're squeezing him to get him to, because like at a certain point, if they discovered that this fund, they got to first find out who they've been communicating with, right? So Discovery will give them like the text messages,
right,
all that good stuff, right? If they can find that this legitimately is a slush fund with taxpayer dollars, they can shut that shit down. But that also should have a negative consequence for him for his confirmation to the Attorney General thing.
Yeah, I think that was one of the reasons they backed off so quickly. It's exactly what you were saying. That they didn't want that discovery to occur. So
yes, but
after the 17th,
you know, I don't know. Congratulations, America! You really fucking stepped in it. Well,
great
you know,
now.
I like, yeah, since when? I like running my mouth. Markham likes running his, and so does Randy. That's why right now we're gonna have
the conversation. I need some theme music. Oh yeah, I gotta remove this banner. It's real. Okay, there we go. You joining for the Black News, now for the conversation. So, I don't know what. I like to start my conversation off with cartoon. I don't know about you.
The story of the fat orange monster and the pool of sorrows. Once upon a time, in a far-off land, the fat orange monster was having a very, very, very bad day. The monster had kinda sorta utterly destroyed most of the kingdom. He taxed everyone into poverty. He was constantly being hounded about the evil shit he did with Jeff the Wizard. And then he went to war so he'd look all big and tough, but then he lost, and he looked like a fucking dumbass loser, which he was. Nothing could go right for the monster. And so he had an idea. "That's it," he exclaimed. "I'll paint that pool out there. Everyone loves a pool. They'll all come and look at it and be like, that monster, he sure isn't a fucking dumbass." But the monster was a dumbass. A massive dumbass. And like the massive dumbass he was, he fucked it all up. The pool leaked, and plants started growing in it, and the people kind of chuckled. Like it wasn't that big of a deal. It was what we expected at this point. But the monster was so angry he screamed, "Bleach the pool! Kill all those fucking plants and poison the ducks and geese or whatever!" But the pool bleaching just made the cheap paint come loose and float to the top, which was a really weird sight to see. And the people, curious, went to go look at it. And the monster, being a dumbass fat lardy baby, cried, "Vandals, you've defaced my pool!" Because the dumbass fat lardy baby monster couldn't comprehend that he was the one who fucked up. And he couldn't just fix the problem and move on. Instead, he blamed a guy, just like some guy, who walked past it and looked in and said, "Huh, that's weird." And the monster screamed, "Him! Take him to the dungeons! Flay him! Flay him alive!" And the monster ordered his knights to guard the pool, which is a really important thing for them to be doing during a literal war. And the monster looked at his weird chemical paint swamp with dead floating birds in it and smiled to himself, and he said to no one in particular, "I'm doing such a great job." And the people looked back and sighed in disbelief. Only 943 more days to go.
Get in the fucking box, you weird loser!
I think we're all screaming, "Get in the box" now. It's just screaming, "Get in my box! Get in the box! Get in the goddamn box!"
$943 is not a lot of money.
943 days left.
But 943 days is a long fucking.
It is. No, it ain't long. They were saying like the war in Iran cost every American about $411 so far. If you were to divide it evenly amongst every American.
That's crazy. That includes babies. That includes babies.
Yes, that includes all 330 million.
$411 so far.
There are about 11,000 people who are stranded in the strait. This is what's so crazy. There's 100 boats that go through there at any given time.
Mm-hmm.
They're still there. Like they're afraid to move. 11,000 people who are displaced because of this. And then news update. They dropped drones on the strait today.
Mm-hmm.
And
they did.
Poopy Pants is blaming Iran. Iran's like, "Suck it, bitch." Whatever. Because it's like, if you don't do what we say, we're going to blow you up. That's what we say. And they got our money. Randy, let's not forget, motherfucker. We just gave them 300.
So yeah, it's like and they keep moving the needle because this administration's so good at negotiating.
Right, and then let me tell you something. Normally at this time of the month, I will be reporting on the economic news and the job numbers. Yeah. I don't believe them. It's lies because they're like, "Oh, the GDP has moved 2.1% up." No, ma'am. No, ma'am. No,
I
ma'am.
mean,
I'm not going to sit here and tell these lies to these folk. No, I'm not doing
this. Like what, 4.2, and like job growth is like what, 3.4.
3.4. Well, one of the problems is like Doge came in and most of the systems that would count these numbers in the first place, right? So, yeah, so it's a really taxing job to do these numbers, and then they fire like 10% of the staff just off the top, and then the people who are there, a lot of people just left because it's just chaotic, Yeah, and then You know, that one guy in the office that wants to be the boss, he's there. You know what I mean? That one bitch that wants to be the supervisor.
It's going to be interesting when this is all said and done, how many people over just the first 2 years of this administration have become unemployed. I would be interested to have historical numbers. That would be interesting to know.
I do know there is
staggering.
10,000 unemployed black women.
Correct.
I know that motherfucking number.
Correct.
Because I ain't counting nobody else, but I know that number. So listen.
Right.
Vote, 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 vote. This is all it does. Check this out.
Listen, did y'all hear about the hackers that have hacked into this website? Listen, did y'all hear about the hackers that have hacked into this website and seen that all these politicians are going to secret meetings and resorts with these billionaires? The list is going to shock you. Check this video out.
So a hacker just blew the lid off a secret society that's been meeting in luxury resorts for 20 years. And the guest list reads like a who's who of everyone currently running or dismantling the United States government. Let's get into it. So the group is called Dialogue. It was co-founded in 2006 by Peter Thiel, the billionaire who has spent the last decade bankrolling the careers of MAGA politicians. Dialogue describes itself as a private, invitation-only society. It holds annual retreats at places like the Ritz-Carlton, a Venetian palace. It charges over $16,000 to attend, and it has spent 20 years refusing to disclose who belongs to it. Until now, a Swiss hacktivist found that Dialogue's own website had accidentally left its entire member directory sitting in the open, visible to anyone who looked at the page's source code. This list is very concerning. Dialogue doesn't just mix politicians and tech billionaires in the same room, it mixes the regulators with the people they're supposed to be regulating. Just a couple of examples. The chairman of Dialogue founded two of the biggest location data broker companies in the country. These are companies that make money selling your personal data. He is listed in the same society, Dialogue, as Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent, whose department writes the rules on financial data. Also, Senator Ted Cruz, who chairs the Senate committee that oversees the FTC's Data Privacy Authority. So a guy whose business is selling your personal data is in the same exclusive club with the two people most responsible for deciding if that's even legal. Then there's Palantir's other co-founder, whose software runs data systems for ICE and the Pentagon. He's chilling out in Dialogue with the Army Secretary and also Congressman Jim Himes. He is the ranking Democrat on the House Intelligence Committee. That is the committee that oversees the agencies that Palantir does business with. And if you follow me, you know that Himes is also the most powerful Democrat when it comes to deciding whether FISA Section 702, which is the government's warrantless surveillance program, gets reauthorized with what privacy protections. And civil liberties advocates have been ringing the alarm bell about him for pushing to renew it without meaningful reforms. Now we know why. It goes on and on. Ezra Klein is on the list, Cory Booker, Wes Moore, Julian Castro, hanging out with Jared Kushner, Ted Cruz, Leonard Leo, and Epstein pal Lawrence Summers. The whole thing is just stomach-turning. Anyway, this is what the deep state actually looks like. It is not Pizzagate, it's not Q. It is a $16,000 retreat in Venice where the rich people writing the rules and the rich people those rules apply to are on a first-name basis.
Yeah.
All right.
So this is what I was talking about when we talk about like stealing elections. This is the mundane way in which people actually steal elections. They do it in the open, really. They just pay the people. Like, you're going to do what I say. It doesn't matter who wins because I'm paying, I just got the money. You got the power. Yeah, I got the, It doesn't even make sense. So like when you see now that Elon Musk has the net worth of more than half of the states of the United States, right? Like his net worth is larger than like half the country, like not by demographics, but by land mass. Like he could just buy it. It's like 2.2 million homes he could just buy at about $500,000 a piece. He could just buy a whole state. I can't imagine that sort of power doesn't creep its way into government. It's just well, it does. To be fair, Ezra Klein and the governor of Maryland pushed back and said,
Yeah, because
my name was put on there falsely. I'm just saying that's what they said.
So Westmore in particular, like the hell with Cory Booker. I've always knew that brother was on the hook for something. Westmore, he wrote a book like 13 years ago before he was even running for a political office, right? Mm-hmm. This group of people asked him to speak about what it would be like to be a person who looks like us. He spoke to those people 13 years ago, first and only time being there. He didn't dig the vibe he got from them promoting his book. After that, he was done. But because he passed through the door, his name got on the list. And the reporters who broke the story, Wired, right, they led with that. And it makes sense. But upon further investigating, they realized it was merely just that, one and done 13 years ago. As he even points out, he never even met Peter Thiel.
Yeah, and Cory, to be fair, Cory Booker said he got a donation and they tracked it, to speak, and they tracked it down. That's how his name got on the list. So take that with a grain of salt, y'all. But that is how that is how it's done. Now listen. Now listen. Next piece of the conversation, we need to have a talk about this because I want to talk about it.
All right, strap in, Hope Corps people, because this one is a doozy. He's not going to make it to midterms. That's my take. And here's my reasoning. We all know that he's been living on borrowed time, right? But now we know who he's borrowing that time from. Pharma company, Eli Lilly. And before I get into it, make sure you go check out the original video from Epistemic where I'm getting most of this information from. We know him, we love him, go check it out. But essentially, what he's kind of taken and added up is that Trump is on a new experimental drug meant to keep his heart going. And I already know what you're thinking. What heart? I know, believe me, but anatomically, he technically does still have one. Don't believe the part about the drug though? Let's dive deeper. The drug in question is a weight loss medication called retatrutide. Never heard of it? That's because it's still in the experimental phase. Almost nobody's heard of it, let alone taken it. Almost nobody. But it just got out that the FDA just so happened to allow one singular person to take it. Because this person evidently has some serious, immediately life-threatening reasons to be on it. Now who could be important enough and have the influence required to not only take an experimental drug that is not available to anyone yet, but to be allowed by the FDA to take it? Anyway, this also connects back to all the times that we've seen psychics and mediums get on here and say, it's coming, it's gonna happen, and then nothing happened. Even a healthcare professional like Epistemic himself had a prediction that it would happen at the end of April. And then, unfortunately, nothing happened. Although, given these recent developments, I wouldn't say nothing happened. Because a lot of, if not all, of these predictions have mostly lined up with the times that Trump has taken prolonged trips to Walter Reed, supposedly getting his multiple times a year annual physical. After which, he always shows back up with IV scarring and bruising all over his hand that's covered up atrociously by makeup. And remember how I just said that Epistemic's prediction, like the one and only time he's really ever made a prediction, was for the end of April. And when does the reporting say that this drug was requested? April. And yes, he just turned 80 in June, so how old does that make him in April? 79. So, drum roll please, the working thought from both the medical and woo-woo sides of things is that it has already happened multiple times, and that this drug has been the thing intervening and quite literally snatching him back from the brink. And hey, to each their own, believe what you want, right? But you can't look at all of that and say it doesn't add up and track. Also, the White House literally made it a point to come out and deny that it was him, so we basically just got confirmation that it was him. We also, in the last couple months, have seen these formerly dedicated MAGA Republicans jumping ship. Some very publicly, others more quiet. Nevertheless, that signals to me that the coalition has indeed fallen apart as a result of their cult leaders' days being extremely, extremely numbered. Even if we don't publicly have that confirmed yet, they cannot keep him around forever. And my guess is that he won't even make it to the midterms. And based on everything I just laid out in this video, I think they all know that now too. But what do y'all think? Has his time come and gone and come again? And gone again? Let me know what you guys think. And while I have you, please try to do what you can to push this out into the algorithm. Like, repost, share with a friend, comment your thoughts about this, and follow me for more because there's gonna be more.
What's up, Dre? What's up, Kamala? We pontificate about this quite often, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I know some very, very capable medical professionals, and I was telling Malcolm, and they were like, "Greg, I know what death looks like." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what a patient is at the end of their cycle. You know, because it's one day we all have to go. You know.
Yeah.
We are middle of the life.
Yeah. I was gonna say what's interesting about it is the leak only helps Eli Lilly as a company. I think that's what's so funny. So the president does have access to this. And the funny thing is there's nothing illegal about it or wrong about it. Like the president can do this. He did it when he had COVID, right? Like he got the vaccine before it was released because he got COVID and he got the vaccine. You know what I mean?
And told you not to take it. Them dumbass
told you not to take it, but he got his own. He was taking experimental drugs for that. Right. So they will do it.
Right.
So what's interesting is I was reading about this drug because I first of all want to get on a GLP-1, but I am curious about like what's coming up. And so this one's in development now. It's in human testing or whatever. What's crazy is this is a weight loss drug, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Even though it does help you with your heart, it's one of these things where it manipulates a certain enzyme in your stomach that like makes you feel satiated, so you don't eat as much junk food. It's like it's actually hitting restaurants and other food establishments because people are just buying, eating less food. But then on top of that, it deals with addiction. It deals with heart disease. It works for diabetes. It's like this crazy miracle drug that they are ready to suck, everyone's money out with it. Because the old GLP-1s are become generic soon, right? So they need the hot new drug. What's the best way to do that is to give it to the president and then leak about it. That's what I feel like is so dirty about it. Is that they leak the guy's age, right? They could have just said a person's in the White House. So he's 79. I thought that was like the kicker. I was like, yeah.
When I saw that, I think it was the Randy Lorian that said that to me. And shout out to Randy. Well, I think we're on the
so many angles to that story. It really is.
Yeah, I think Randy, our social media is on the same algorithm. But interesting enough, that is just cray. That is just so cray. But stay tuned. Like I said.
What did you say before, Cheese? Some weeks ago, you said the percentage of how many presidents die in June.
Oh, I got a video coming up to remind you. Don't even worry about it, brother. It's 13%. But I have a refresher because I'm here for you.
We're looking for the signs. We're looking for just a little bit of hope. Come on.
Just getting that hope in there, brother. I get it. All right, let's continue on with the conversation.
Well, they say that Gen X and millennials aren't living as long as the generations before them. And the experts are going to tell you it's heart disease, cancer, overdoses, taking your own life. But I want to add something else to that list. Stress. Because how exactly are you supposed to have a long life if you're working 2 jobs, checking your bank account every time before you buy groceries, taking care of kids, helping your aging parents, trying not to lose your mind, and pretending everything is fine on top of that? Gen X and millennials got handed a subscription package called Burnout Premium. We're stressed about money. We're stressed about housing. We're stressed about healthcare. Hell, we're stressed about being stressed. And the funny part is people act surprised that we're not living as long as our parents. Really. When your body's been running like a smoke detector on a dead battery for 20 years, what do you think is going to happen? See, it's not, I don't think this is like this isn't a health problem. This is a quality of life problem for America. So let me ask y'all this. Why do you think Generation X and millennials aren't living as long as their parents? And what would actually have to change to turn it all around?
Motherfucker, when it take you 3 jobs to pay 1 month's rent. You know what I'm saying? When healthcare costs $17,000 a month, and that's just for you to go get a checkup. You don't pray nothing goes wrong on top of that because you dead, bitch. You know what I'm saying? I mean, there are so many, and I truly believe I am a social media person.
Mm-hmm.
We are social media people. We have profiles and things on social media, but that's true. I think the algorithm of social media itself. I'm shooting the hand that feeds me. I'm so sorry, but I think the stress of that.
This very platform is bad for you. Watch
yes,
this.
you know, it's very please turn me on, turn me on.
Right. So I get what you're saying, G.
I think it's really bad. You know what I'm saying?
It's a dichotomous situation because one thing feeds the other, but you sort of need the other. It's Superman, Lex Luthor. You can't have one without the other. You need each other. One without the other is nothing. They're the same side. They're opposite sides of the same coin. And here's what I mean about this. Right now, I just saw a commercial about AI called Aisha. Right? I don't know if you've seen this.
Like the song
Aisha. Yes, AI is called Aisha. It's developed by Black engineers to help train AI toward a Black perspective, as AI is being geared specifically against Black people. There were studies that showed that ChatGPT more times than not would say the phrase death penalty in cases that involve Black people for crimes, things like that.
Right.
So now this thing exists. And in my brain, I know this is wrong. I'm not an AI person. Sorry, Malcolm. I'm not an AI person. So, but to see that it's made by Black people to help, I guess, coerce or engage or to push AI toward a better understanding of Black people, both things I understand, my feeling against AI, but they need to have this. So that's what we're going through. Just to feed one thing, it's going to give you a bad result, but you need that bad thing.
Also, go ahead, Marco.
No, I really do. I'm interested in AI as a consumer and a user, and I find it interesting because it says a lot about human culture and so forth. So, AI, machine learning, because I think it's not really real intelligence. Let's call it machine.
I agree with that.
Okay, so machine learning is when the computer itself doesn't really understand what it's doing. It's just using very complex algorithms to state relationships between different things. And so what we're talking about are machine learning large language models. These are the chatbots. There are different types of algorithms, though, that have nothing to do with language. And what you were talking about was like sentencing, right?
Okay,
recidivism rates, right? There are a lot of like data informed, algorithms that are used for sentencing that have been proven to be racist. And that is because the information that was put into it was biased, right? It was collected by people who were over policed, right? So like if you got pulled over 5 or 6 times because you have police in your neighborhood, say like
they're more prevalent to pull you over. That's what they're looking for.
Right. And so whatever statistics you feed into it are going to recommend more difficult, more strenuous penalties. And so they have to basically train separate models outside of this and hope that those models get incorporated into it. So like for instance, right now Google's Gemini is being incorporated into Apple's system. I
remember you said that.
It's not necessarily going to be Google. It's just that they use Google's engine to train their engine. And so like if you create something like Aisha, that could be something that if a institution wanted to, Aisha could talk to their system to make it more pro-Black, right?
And I'm all for that.
Interesting. What's also interesting though, is something I've read, and I wonder what your take on this is. Conservatives have been saying that the AI systems lean liberal. And it actually turns out to be true. And it's kind of interesting to wonder why. Like when you ask it about how to solve problems, it offers things like universal health care, basic income. It basically just says like, if you want to solve these problems, here's a long list of liberal things that happen. And so what's funny is all of this is true
And is truth like a liberal bias? Because Republicans have just been lying.
Here's what the whole thing. Here's what the whole thing.
How do you determine if it's a liberal bias or if it's biased towards the truth, which happens to be liberal?
Well, but here's the whole thing, Malcolm.
Yeah.
Gen X was what the lady was asking why we're burning out, right?
Yeah.
But what was the scariest fucking movie when we were Gen X, right? The Terminator.
Right,
literally AI taking over in 1999. We lived through it, but we've lived through so much, Gen X. I don't think we're burning out because of a task we're doing currently.
Well,
we've gone through a lot. Like we've gone through a lot. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Be clear, Randy. Malcolm was born in 1980.
Right, so he missed. Right, so he got the other end, right?
Well, okay, so I missed the first
Sony Walkman. We got the ones that first came out. What I'm saying is,
I was introduced to Terminator with the sequel, not the first movie.
Correct. I don't think Gen X so much, specifically Gen X, is burning out because of all the singular tasks that we have to do. I think it's the accumulation of the things that we have already gone through.
That's the point I want to make. Yes,
that are chipping slightly ever so often. That supposed strong person who's gone through latchkey, whatever, we were able to blah blah blah. But now, cumulative things, not just the stuff currently. It's like years of, in my opinion.
Right. Yeah. Jason chased us. Freddy Krueger hopped into our dreams.
I mean, bird flu was going to murder me. Y2K was going to take all my money, ruin the world.
Yeah.
Darth Vader was Luke Skywalker's father. It was a lot of trauma.
It's true.
It's true, though. Yeah. We had a financial collapse and a pandemic. The pandemic was straight out of some sort of movie. Not to mention 9/11 itself was like, for people who actually lived through that shit, like, yeah.
Right. Interestingly enough, let me offer you some notice. I have become a staunch believer in a tour of transcendental meditation.
Okay.
And it helps me sleep. It helps me wake up. It helps me relax. I discovered it. Malcolm helped me discover it during the pandemic, and it is beautiful. It is a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful thing. Malcolm, all the things that you've given me in my life, that is probably the best one.
Yeah, that's right.
You've given me a lot of things, but just know that transcendental meditation and to focusing on something and relaxing, get that heart rate down, because you're gonna have a heart attack, party people.
Yeah, you can. It really is interesting when you slow down. You sometimes get more productive than if you were just manically trying to do something. Like, slow down. Say, what am I doing here? What's my purpose here? What am I? What am I feeling? Let me do a check and a scan of my body.
That's hard for some people. It's hard for some people. Malcolm. Some people are just naturally intrinsically type A, so slowing down looks different.
Randy, I am intrinsically type A. Okay.
Yeah, slowing down looks different for someone like us.
Yeah,
it's true. It's true.
But I have,
what I recommend. Well, I was gonna say what I recommend is walking. Man. So, like, if you are in a physical activity and you are on autopilot, I would recommend no headphones, no stimulation, and you just literally listen for things. Try not to listen to your own mind, but listen to things around you. It's a great way for people. Yeah.
I recommend roughing up the suspect.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Relaxing. It's relaxing.
Oh my goodness. Thank you for joining us for the conversation. I don't know where this went. I was trying to help
you. We were giving advice on how to survive and not die as a Gen X or millennial. You offered meditation. I offered another kind of meditation.
We try to be solution based here. But listen, this is one of my favorite. I say all these things are my favorites, but this is definitely one of my favorites because as a society, we at the same time we have an elderly poopy pants president, but in those who follow him are now currently at this point. Fuck around and find out. That's where they are, party people. And they cannot help themselves. They are on a journey nowhere. Okay? So let's find out where this journey is leading. Reader,
Welcome to another episode of FAFO, where I bring you stories of MAGA voters that have entered the find out phase of their vote. And let's start this first one by going back to October 21st of 2024, where Vicky reposted the following. It just cost me $100 to fill up and $500 to get grocery. I do not care if he's rude, where she wrote, vote rump at the top. And let's see how Vicky is doing now.
A few moments later.
Because Vicky posted the following on her Facebook just a few short hours ago that reads, Dear President Rump, I keep hearing you talk about national emergencies. I then reason that you don't think that senior citizens being taxed out of their homes, that they worked hard their whole lives to pay off, is not a national emergency. Well, I'm here to tell you it is a national emergency. You seem to have lost sight of what the people that elected you need. I see you making decisions that are nothing more than ego boosters for yourself. Would that I could say, I'm not the only one that feels neglected by you. What happened to all the promises you made us? I'm ashamed of what you've become. And my online friend, Mr. Likely, wrote bootstraps. You voted for rumflation. And for this next post, let's take it back to August 20th of 2025, where Keisha reposted the following on her Facebook that says, Big update. A process for removing lifelong Section 8 housing recipients has been drafted, where she wrote, Amen. Get off y'all butts. Now let's see how Keisha is doing today.
A few moments later.
Because Keisha wrote the following on her Facebook. Dear Rump, F you respectfully. The fact that I'm in my final term, and because I'm approaching graduation, I no longer get subsidized loans and funding, and these are my last 3 classes. I have to pay over $3,000 for my classes, and my balance has to be cleared before I can even walk. Like, what the hell, let me graduate first, before you remove funding. If you're a college student, please reach out to your financial advisors and to financial aid. This big beautiful bill is actually big and ugly. Yeah, Keisha, it sounds like you need to get off of your butt, like you said back on August 20th of 2025.
Seriously.
Okay, I love that. Yeah,
I mean,
the way he read it too was just like, so
I will often say that you get the health care that you voted for, and here you are getting the life choices that you voted for, right? And then that last person even said the phrase, at least let me graduate first before you ... I mean, what the fuck? Like, burn the ladder behind you much?
yeah. What else?
Well, check this out.
I'm so sick of Democrats calling me a bigot just because I voted for Trump. I voted for his economic policies, not like the bad stuff. Well, if you voted for him, you voted for all his policies. That's how it works. It's not really a buffet. I was just sick of all the out-of-control spending by the Dems. Republicans are better for the economy. What? They are. Facts over feelings, though, right? The U.S. economy has historically done much better under Democratic presidents than Republican ones. I'm serious. On average, since the end of World War II, real GDP has grown about 4.3% under Democrats and 2.5% under Republicans. 10 of the last 11 recessions happened under Republican presidents. Yeah, because they inherited a bad economy from the Democrats before them. Ooh, let's definitely come back to that one. But in terms of jobs, total job growth averaged roughly 2.5% per year under Democratic presidents and just over 1% for Republican presidents. Okay, but plenty of people have made a lot of money under Trump, so I would probably check those numbers. I always check the numbers, but you're right. There are plenty of people who have made a lot of money under Trump. Not regular people, but billionaires, for sure. Under his 2017 Tax Cuts and Jobs Act, the wealth of U.S. billionaires jumped 77%. $2.2 trillion in the years following. Must be nice. And now, according to the CBO, the top 10% of families in the U.S. control about 60% of the nation's total wealth, while the bottom half of families hold just over 6%. Now, you said Republicans do worse because they inherit a bad economy from Democratic presidents. Yeah. No. The historical data shows that Democrats often inherit a weaker economy and leave a stronger one. Republicans inherit a stronger economy and leave a weaker one. The economy doesn't just happen. It responds to leadership, policy, timing. And Democrats simply have a stronger record. Are the Penguins gay? I don't know.
Well, I mean, it's basically where they have this fairy tale idea that tax cuts stimulate economies, you know?
They don't.
They don't.
Economics.
Yeah. I think
that's the trickle-down theory. The trickle-down
theory. So there is like a minor truth to it. But the problem is, it does so much devastation, right? Like it would be true if all of our basic needs were being met, right? Like if people had basic income, if people had healthcare, if people had free education, and you had all of this extra money just laying around, tax cuts would be beneficial. They would be beneficial. But we don't have any of that shit. So when you cut taxes, you cut services, which makes people poor, which makes it.
But they're only services that people who are not the top 10% need.
Right, and there's
That's
also the idea. There's also this idea, of course, of white supremacy making people feel that if you are helping Black people, I'm willing to take a hit. So
That's why we don't have UHC. That's why we don't have UHC, because it would be for us. Okay.
Right.
That's literally why we can give money away to somebody else to do it, but we wouldn't do it for ourselves because we're here.
And that's why we started charging for college. We used college just to be free until Black people started going.
Yeah.
And
I remember someone. No, I'll say someone used the analogy of public pools having to be integrated, for instance, and they said in the many southern states, when they had to integrate pools, they'd rather just pave them over.
Correct.
Than have Black people in them,
Correct.
You know?
Correct.
So, and that's kind of what we do a lot with our government too. So,
and let me push back on why the trickle down theory never, even the minuscule part that sounds good. The reason that none of it ever works, even in small in increments, is because the rich want to remain rich, and there's nothing there. Even in that, I'm in graduate school. I remember writing a paper, and my job, unfortunately, was trying to find the good in trickle down economics. There was none. There was not a positive outcome. The only positive outcome, because what happens is the rich get rich. They go somewhere like Curacao or somewhere and chuck their money away. We don't even get the benefit of the money being in our banks. But check this out.
But we can't want, any of us, the visual of Macron having to guide Biden off the stage, which so many here have had to do.
Excellent. Thank you. Thank you.
Honestly, I'm not sure I could have written that any better. Make sure you tag Laura. Thank you.
Look on her face was hilarious.
And by the way, I did tag Laura in that.
Oh god,
absolutely.
Where the fuck is George Clooney now?
Right, yeah.
Where the fuck is George Clooney now? Right? He had all this shit to say when Joe Biden, who we now know was most likely dealing with the effects of cancer, doing these random bullshit shits that they always call him on.
Listen,
and he's right. But here's the deal. But you say nothing about this ridiculous nothing about what's happening right now. No editorial, no op-ed, right? You haven't gone on a talk show to say, hey, this is really pissing me off because this dude is asleep at the wheel. He's being weekend Bernied. He's a zombie. It's Serpent and the Rainbow. It's The Walking Dead. It's all of those things. It goes back to why we haven't heard about Mitt Romney. I mean, not Mitt Romney, Mitch McConnell. Why we haven't heard about him. Because that benefits us to find out what's going on with him, right? Same thing with this fucking dude, right? Yay, this medicine might be the greatest thing. It can save lives later on in life, right? But we should be told if it's just like what is normal now. We could not have pulled this shit 4 years ago, right?
Right.
But it's because of who's in this camp that's making this BS that's not normal. Where's George Clooney? Why aren't you saying something?
Well, you know what, Randy? Guess what? I have shit tons of FAFO today. So.
Okay, let's go.
This is my personal favorite. This is for you, Randy.
Talk about blaming on the
You couldn't wait to grab that man by the shoulders. Let me show you all something that the White House removed from the.
When somebody's nice to me, I love that person. Even if they're bad people, I couldn't care less. I'll fight to the end for them. Because the United States can't take care of daycare. On Palm Sunday, Jesus entered Jerusalem as crowds welcomed him with praise, honoring him as king. They call me king now. Do you believe it? Well, I'm a king. If I was a king, we'd be doing a lot more. I'm doing a lot, but I could be doing a lot more if I was a king. So if it doesn't happen, I'm blaming J.D. Vance. If it does happen, I'm taking full credit.
You know what? Sometimes he is genuinely funny. I have to say this.
Unironically, he's not trying to be funny.
Yeah, he's not trying to be funny, but he is funny. So he was in this cabinet meeting, right? And I think it was like a Treasury Secretary was trying to tell some story about Albert Einstein or something. It's like, sometime in 1914, he published a book. Nobody cares. He said nobody cares. He just interrupted him and just said nobody cares. And it was fucking hilarious. It was so mean. I think he's just a bully, but yeah.
Mm.
And the problem with that is our lives hang in the balance.
Thank you.
I know.
He's a dude that shits himself on a regular
Jamie
basis.
Rose Spalding, out of Ohio, is it? Are you in Westchester or Fairfield now? I know you were born in Hamilton. I could be getting all of those a little confused. I don't really know, but I guess it doesn't really matter. Potato, potato. Here's the thing, Jamie, you made a big mistake today. I don't know if you know that or not, but you're about to find out. But there is some good news. We all learn from our mistakes, so you should just chalk this up to a life lesson. I can tell that you went through extra measures to make sure no one could find you on Facebook. But here's the deal, babe. Your friends didn't go through such measures. So you can thank your friend Philip for showing me exactly who and where you are. I do have a few questions for you. One, why do you little Nazis always involve yourself in our business when we don't give a fuck about yours? Two, where did you get the audacity to come on my page to tell me that I'm lacking grace because I'm not sympathizing with a woman who went out of her way to cover up one of the largest child sex trafficking rings in our history? Coming on God's green internet in 2026 to declare that you support child rapists and pedophiles is wild fucking work. Don't you dare try to backtrack now, because guess what? Birds of a feather flock together. And I could tell from your following list that you are just pumped full of propaganda. You know what else I can tell there, Jamie, is that you are stupid as fuck. Because in the last half of your comment, you are attributing LCIS to karma. Nope, that's just genetics. And I know that one goes over your head because y'all don't believe in science, but facts don't care about your feelings, Jamie. Maybe I should give you grace, though, seeing how you are just a lonely, weird-ass, ugly woman.
That's my favorite audio.
Make it enough. Don't eat steaks. I don't get to go out to dinner. It's not an overnight thing, but it's been 2 years now. You said you'd bring down the grocery prices. Make it enough. That's all I got for you, whitefish. That's what we do. In the wake of the discriminatory policies, police brutality, the blatant racism, the taunting, the antagonizing, the rising gas prices, the unemployment, the housing discrimination, the unfair prison sentencing, the gerrymandering of black districts. Make it enough. You can do it. Here's what's funny. You would think after 600,000 black women have been let go from their job, you would think that overwhelmingly there would be a corner of the internet that is just black women on a soapbox crying. And we haven't seen it yet because what? They made it enough. I'm like Derek Jackson's wife when she said, y'all see a wig, I see a helmet of salvation. See, one thing about this skin right here, we see power and resilience. Something about this right here, we know how to make it enough. We don't jump off bridges.
kids and off our whole families and take pills and unalive ourselves when bills get backed up or when struggle ensues or when we can't go eat steak. We make it enough. Sis, somebody better teach this hoe how to make a pot of spaghetti. Let's help her out just a little bit, y'all, because y'all know she don't know how to make it enough. Drop down in the comments right now and give elderly white fish a suggestion of a meal she can make to help her make it enough. I'ma start. Bitch, you better go make you some spaghetti. You better go get you a nasty pack of ground beef, old nasty thing, prego or ragu, and some Mueller's noodles, bitch. You better make you a pot of spaghetti. You don't need no Texas toast, bitch. You better get you some dandy bread. You better get you some Wonder Bread. You better get you some Nature's Only, and you better make it enough. The girl said tuna and chicken salad. They said chili. They said baked chicken and rice, pot pie, shepherd pie, beans and weenies. Make it enough. Red beans and rice. Bitch, you better figure it out, and you better do it moving. Fish, you better make it enough. I'm gonna tell y'all something. I swear by a pot of spaghetti. And I hear all that y'all saying. And if you want to get fancy and hardy it up, chop you up an onion and a bell pepper and put it in there. Okay? Make it enough. Chicken and rice or something that involves rice, beans, and cornbread. Make it enough. Y'all better tell her.
Come on with all that crying and shit, bitch. Shut up.
The insane story of Lil Donnie's claim to be the most powerful man to ever exist. A few months ago, while writing Regime Change, the author sat down in the Oval Office with Donnie. We were days into the Iran War. Americans had died. Children were slaughtered. And Donnie was obsessed with maple trees. He had stacks of printouts of maple trees because he has decided that he's going to replace all the trees at the White House with prettier ones. And he unironically claimed to be the best person to pick out maple trees, which we're all going to pretend is the job of a president. But, he told the reporters, he's not just a world-class arborist. He's also the most powerful man to ever exist. And he had proof. He had an aide bring in a printout. It was a glowing, sycophantic suck-up 2 pages long about how amazing Donnie was. The document claimed that Donald Josephine Trumpkins was more important than Attila the Hun, Genghis Khan, Napoleon, Stalin, Mao, and the mustached fellow from Germany. Donnie proudly said it was written by a learned, respected presidential historian. The reporters, being reporters, looked into the author. It turns out it was written by a friend of Donnie's golf caddy. A fucking golf caddy. It's also worth taking a moment. Look at that list of leaders. They're all universally thought of as fucking monsters in one way or another. But some dude somewhere said Donnie is a big special boy, and he couldn't help but run around showing everyone the gold star he got from a fucking golf caddy. Anyway, while Donnie was playing with maple trees and showing off his attaboy, we lost the Iran war, and the economy is in fucking tatters. Happy Thursday, friends.
I mean, where was the line?
Yeah, I love how he ended up with just Happy Thursday, because this is just Thursday or whatever. It's just another day in Trump's America.
In America with 3 Ks.
You know how sometimes I see something and then you have to see it too? This is one of those things. So yesterday was the opening of the Great American State Fair, a Trump-endorsed activation to celebrate America 250, and they couldn't get anybody to perform, so he was able to force the president's own band to perform, which is made up of active duty service members who are often some of the most talented people in our country, who dedicate their life not just to music but also to serving our country. But they are on call for the president, and since all of the regular performers dropped out, he was able to force this band to play.
Yeah.
But why'd you gotta do him like this?
It's for you, Randy. Come on. Oh, no. Come on, Randy. So you got them to perform YMCA?
Who in the Village People was alive to do this?
They were not. That's the military band. That's
what I'm saying. Who said this was okay? Who was alive to be okay to do this?
Oh,
that's crazy, bro. That's where we are. That's where we are. God, I hate this. I hate it, dude. This timeline sucks.
All right, y'all. Ready? He is
What was
so
happening?
awkward.
What was happening? No.
I didn't quite understand what I saw, but
Okay, let me.
Okay. All right, guys. Go ahead.
Got you. I got you.
Yeah.
Couldn't happen to a nicer douchebag.
Yeah, it's horrible.
It is not the color of your skin that we are tired of. It is your culture. We are tired of the loud, violent ghetto culture that seems to be primarily from people of color.
I'm Therese Garnier, and I'm a journalist, and I base my videos on facts, not racism. That was Autumn Whitbeck. Is it Whitbeck or Whitebeck? Just trying to clarify. She likes to describe herself as always yapping.
You know how many times people just lie because they can lie?
She also describes herself as being tired of what she describes as black culture.
We can keep doing drugs and being part of gangs and opening our legs and making children with men that don't care to be in my life.
Statistically, white men commit more crimes in the U.S. than any other demographic, but I digress.
And of course you're gonna call me racist and call me names because you won't take accountability for your actions and the community that you're involved in.
Okay, Autumn, if we want to talk about holding people accountable, let's state some facts. So here's the facts. I see you live in Ogden, Utah, which has a predominantly white community at 76%, with only 1.8% being black. Yet, Utah residents have filed for bankruptcy roughly twice as often as homes have entered foreclosure during 2025. That being said, I see you and your husband, Jake, own, at least for now, a house that was assessed to be valued at around $300,000. Ah, what's that I hear? Are you and your husband, little Jakey Poo, having money problems?
You're a bunch of liars.
We'll get back to that one in a minute. This is your husband, right? And if so, why does your husband's page say he's single? Anyways, back to the point. I only ask because it appears that your business, Autumn's Peak LLC, is currently inactive. Why is that?
We are told that in order to be liberated as women, we need to be working 11 hours a day and getting that bread, and then we need to spend that bread.
So are you mad because your business failed, or the fact that you weren't supposed to have a career to begin with? I'm confused.
We need to work our life away so that we can be over consumers.
But isn't that what you're doing? Based on all my research, it would appear that you and little Jakey Poo just filed for bankruptcy in March. It must be that good credit/credit score white folks keep talking about. Or were y'all just living above your means?
Blah, 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 but shut up.
Yet you want to talk about black culture and holding people accountable, but you can't even pay your own bills.
Why are women so unhappy? Why are women so unfulfilled?
Who's holding you accountable for racking up debt that you can't pay back?
When it all goes to shit, I can just point my finger at the white man and say that it's his fault, not mine.
That being said, I would suggest that you either learn how to white better, or you could just keep projecting your anger and your failures onto black folk. But at the end of the day, you should be more focused on how you're going to keep your lights on, not what's going on in the black community. Just saying.
Correct.
In case you just tuned in, we're off in our segment "Fuck Around and Find Out," where some people and people that don't believe in fairness or any other thing for any other human being are getting their comeuppance. You ready?
The obsession? The obsession. I know what it is.
I obviously, have a room in his head.
Rent free. You do everything with grace.
A suite in his head. But the thing about it is that was always clear to me. Look, but first of all, when I was president, the last thing I had time to do was worry about what somebody said, or what my predecessor did.
Mm-hmm.
They're gone. I've got work to do.
You locked in.
It's hard to describe if you're doing the job right.
Mm-hmm.
Every day you've got 5-10 things that are real hard, and you have to be constantly focused. The idea that I'd be worrying about
came before
somebody who came before and me trying to measure, like, what's he done today? Look, constantly worrying about that is a strange thing to me. It shows me somebody who's not focused on the American. Ask him what it is that
The obsession?
the obsession.
I know what it is.
Yeah, I obviously, have a room in his head.
Rent free. You do everything with grace.
A suite in his head. But the thing about it is that was always clear to me. Look, but first of all,
I think they ran twice on his own.
I guess so.
Yeah, it did. And interesting because he does it's almost like everything, not almost, it is everything that the former president does.
Yeah. I think I saw this in huge contrast where he was doing a press conference about the fucking reflecting pool. And reporters asked him, like, it started at $1 million and now it's costing $16 million. And you hire someone, or is the contractor responsible? Or are you going to hold the contractor responsible? That was the question, I think. And he said, Barack Hussein Obama. That was his response to the reflective pool. What the fuck does Barack have to do with this?
Because you're obsessed with him, because you love him, you want to be him. He is everything that you think is so cool. Listen, he's the person that's so cool, right? That everyone's friends with him, but you. You don't know why you're not friends with him because you're oblivious as to who you are, right? Because you have an overinflated sense of who you are. Why wouldn't this man be cool with you? But then you don't think about all the ridiculous shit you've done and said that would make this person absolutely want to have nothing to do with you. And then all you do is talk about them because you can't complete the circle. Just once, if I could sit down and be friends, that would make it. But it's never going to happen because you keep biting the hand that feeds you by saying and doing ridiculous shit about the person that you're obsessed and in love with. It's weird. He's giving Glenn Close a run for her money.
You better not fall the president's bunny rabbit, motherfucker.
I mean,
God, it's so true, though.
It's ridiculous.
I mean, it was so dumb when he tried to launch an investigation into the Obamas for something dealing with the Russia investigation or whatever. It was dumb, but it's like the immunity that your Supreme Court gave him immunity as well.
Right, but you don't see it that way.
But you don't even see it that way. You couldn't prosecute him anyway. So
you're dimwit.
Malcolm, you know what I think about? I think about Austin Randy. I think about Austin Powers. When he saw the mole on the guy's face, he was like, mole. Here's our last one and fuck around and find out.
Trump still speaking?
Yeah.
You guys leaving early? You guys leaving early?
Yeah.
Taking off? Hey, you guys leaving early?
Yeah.
All right. Leaving the rally early?
Yeah.
Yeah. You guys leaving early?
Yeah.
You guys leaving early?
Yeah.
Yeah. You guys taking off a little bit early?
Yeah.
Yeah. You guys leaving?
Yeah.
Yeah. Why'd you decide to leave early?
I've heard it before.
Heard it before? It's kind of boring.
Look at the parking lot, though.
Wow.
So did you notice something? At first, I questioned were they just looping that. How many of those people look like the carbon copies of one another? It's a sect. It's a sect of human beings, man. It's so it's not everybody. Gotta get that out of your head. It's not everybody. But you have to look at these people. You gotta look at these people. It's like an assembly line of dimwits. They all look the same. They were dressed, never mind the branded apparel. They all looked the same. They were the same height. They were the same weight. They had the same voice. When the guy was like, "Are you guys leaving?" "Yeah, we're kind of leaving." "Are you guys leaving?" "Yeah, we're kind of leaving." "Are you guys leaving?" In the unison. "Yeah, we're kind of leaving." Y'all all sound idiot.
Oh, God.
But there was so many of them, though. I thought that was pretty good, though.
I wonder were they rewinding that shit?
Right.
Yeah.
And then there are no cars there anyway. There's nobody there anyway.
Cars that they showed
the big thing happened at this great grand.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's next weekend, right?
No, he already had it.
Oh. No, I mean they're gonna have a July 4th celebration next week.
This was kickoff to the big state fair.
This was a 2
Okay.
This was supposed to be fair. Yeah, this was supposed to be the big hoorah dotty, and it was nobody. Well, you know what? We laughed at that, but you know what? I think President Trump, this is for you.
Girl. Okay, girl.
It's always a double girl for me.
Yeah, we got to shake your hand and just.
It's like, because the first one is just to get your attention, and then the second one is emphasis. Right?
You know, don't they have that on the SNL? Don't they have that talk show?
Ego. Yeah, she's hilarious.
It's like,
it's her, and I want to say, is it Megan Thee Stallion? Yeah, and it's like on the talk show. Yeah,
the whole show is just upset girl at each other.
And then at the end, she's like, "You're absolutely right." It's inflection, right? We all have, we have black mothers. We get it. It's inflection. The same word can be lethal. It can be fun. It can be scary, and it can be just okay. It's inflection.
It's true, though. I mean, it's true.
It's very true. Randy, before we go on to some comedy, my favorite.
Yes, sir.
Are there any comments?
So it was a lot that we. So gotta keep your head up, because it's a lot of. It all boils down to this one thing for me. Everyone that tells you that they voted for the dude for a reason, that's not the divisive reason, is telling you they could care less about what's right, what's good. There was a thing in it for me, and that's why I was okay. Which, learning that about people and the people who are important to you is important to take moving forward, because this pendulum is going to swing the other way, right? And when it swings the other way, it's on you for this grace that people want to give. I don't see that. But for me to fuck around and find out was, for me, I fucked around and found out who was real and genuine, and now I have to deal with it.
Right. Yeah. Now, Malcolm, before I go in, let me tell y'all something real quick. I ain't forgiving a motherfucking soul. Don't come over here with that. I don't care, because you know what? And I'm gonna tell you, because Malcolm is way smarter and way kinder than I am. So he always, how do we welcome them back into the tent? And then we have to give them cupcakes and help them understand the error of their ways, and they didn't really mean it, and the cow jumped over the moon. Fuck off. I'm not giving goddamn great.
No,
because go ahead.
No, I mean, it kind of, the famous episode of Ezra Klein's show where he interviewed Ta-Nehisi Coates. What was interesting about that conversation was I almost always think like Ezra Klein. And so, the way Ta-Nehisi put it was like, making a deal with these people is like saying, which of your children do you want to sell for your livelihood or something like that. You can't do it. You can't compromise with people who are involved in destroying people's lives. It's one of the reasons why you have to draw a hard line with people who have shown themselves to be duplicitous. You know what I'm saying? And when people sold that away and thought about it, like, all the things they may have said about Obama, like, say one thing illegal or immoral that he has done while he was, outside of the office of president. Right. Yeah. Right. You might say that some of the drone strikes that he engaged in were, illegal, or you might say something about his immigration policy, but that was all about his role as president, right? Those were not actually really things about his as a person. He was acting as president of the United States. So I'm saying, like, what about him? It's so wrong. Exactly. And you can say 30, 50, 60 things about Trump. I think that was what was so funny about one of those fuck around and find out. It's like,
I got 34 things to say about him. He's a goddamn 34-time felon. He got 3 baby mamas. None of his kids match. He's been to jail. Check the motherfucking tape on that shit. Yeah. He's a fucking whiny ass, poopy pants.
He loves to blow Bubba.
And then that creepy ass note that he wrote in Epstein's birthday book.
Enigmas are
that
correct.
Shit.
That Enigmas never age.
Look at but yeah, I just.
Like
but the person who's
I love it. She's ugly, inside and out.
the person who said they were surprised that he would engage in some sort of personal, enrichment while he was like, you're not concerned about our concerns at all.
Come on, man. Exactly right. I'll say one last thing, and I'm gonna just let this just die because this is personal, right? Like, I literally loved a person who I spent decades of knowing, and when it came time to vote, this person had couldn't vote for a person who looked like me, but they would tell me that they loved me. I found it weird that we spent all this time. What was my life experience to be learned from that it didn't equate to you being able to trust something that it's just weird that you would not vote. You would not vote because in your brain that was better than you felt like one choice was equally as bad. It's weird because a life experience, this is what I'm saying, a life experience with a black person, a gay black person, didn't imprint anything onto you. It was just like it was like Rain-X. It just washed off, right? Because when it came time to show if any of this experience actually melded with you as a person, you showed me that it didn't. It was all it just all sheened off. It never absorbed. It sheened off because you didn't want it really. So what was I the entire time? That was again come back full circle. That's my fuck around and found out. I fucked around and found out that what I loved didn't really love me back.
Yeah, Randy, let me say, man, that sounds very painful, and
it is.
I'm very sorry that you had to go through that, bro. That is terrible. But I joke and I kid about not forgiving. That is the very reason why you don't love me. You don't even know me. If you can pull the lever, even if you are the same race as I, if you can pull the lever for these, and it's not a buffet, you don't get the shit. You get all the shit, right? Let me tell you, you get all the shit. And it's painful and it hurts because I too have people that I consider friends and confidants, and you go into and you proudly. We had some people that we had to kick off the show. We've never kicked people off the show before. Yeah. And I had to have to talk with Mark. I'm like, what the fuck do we do? You know what I'm saying? But we had to protect the other viewers.
Correct.
Yeah, it was really sad.
If you want to talk about fuck around and find out, those two motherfuckers that we kicked off this very platform, nowhere to be heard from. Nowhere, not saying a goddamn, and both of them are unemployed. I hope you never find a job again. The fuck out of it. Anyway, and I mean what I say, and I stand on this, and I completely stand on business, and I don't care. This it prohibits from me being on shows in the future, and I am hyperbolic. And look what you said. Fuck it, I'm standing on business. If you do not vote for Keisha Lance Bottoms, we ain't friends. If you have something negative or derogatory to say about Keisha Lance Bottoms, because you're not gonna Kamala Harris her. That this KKK motherfucker that she's running against here in Georgia is clearly not for you. If you got one more goddamn excuse because of the sex that she was born, let me tell you one motherfucking thing. You got me fucked up because I was born from a black woman.
Thank you.
I'm a black woman. I have sisters, I have nieces, granddaughters. You can't tell me the worth of a goddamn black woman. Fuck you. And especially from a black woman. How dare you look your mother in the face, look your wife
spit in it.
Yeah, and tell them what their worth is. Now I need to laugh a little bit. I'm sorry. Join us next week as we get into some more fuck around and find out.
Brian, is this our vacation?
Yeah.
Oh. Are we trash?
Kinda.
Oh.
So true.
Oh god.
I just wanted to come over and say, you are so articulate. Where are you from? No, where are you really from? Before that, I think you're just not understanding what I'm saying. His hair. Have you ever tried to curl it before? And what were to happen if you were to wet it? Water. Could it be curly with water? Have you ever tried to dye your hair brown? You do dye it. So you dye it yellow? My cousin's sister, gardener's brother has a European American, a European American. The person who delivers the mail is a European American, delivery person. So that's, do you know her? Anyway, you all have a holiday coming up, don't you? I know. Red, white, and blue. August 4th, of course, yes. Well, happy August 4th to you, Podna. Woo! Oh, July 4th. Okay.
Oh God, that's so good.
Yep, that's what it would be like.
Reversing microaggressions.
That's what it would be like.
Brown. You dying. Okay.
So you dyed yellow.
Does it curl on its own?
Hey, Malcolm, I apologize to you in advance. That's why this took so long. I ran into a treasure trove of just absolutely hilarious things.
You know what? The funniest thing was, you know, the funny thing when you told me about that experience you had, Randy, about the person touching your hair. I was thinking like the black version of that might be like sniffing a white person, because some people's like, you know how white people smell.
Wet dog is what I heard.
And you see a black person like hitting at like sniffing a white person.
Oh, you don't. And then they turn around. You're like, oh, excuse me.
I just wanted to confirm what you smell like dog.
I mean, in that instance, it was a good thing that I was raised with home training, because I could have totally just gone black, right?
Oh yeah,
just gone black. And
Mark, I'm going to go to the Publix tomorrow and sniff white people.
Not public. Go to
Is that Chanel? I'm on Chanel? Go to Whole Foods.
Yeah.
That's too funny.
Go up to Brad and find out if Brad and James smell the same.
It's horrible.
Oh my God, you all don't smell like wet dog.
Oh my God.
Is that Chanel? Oh no.
I just don't see a problem with making sure that white kids don't feel traumatized in history class. What? Like your woke education department wants to make sure that every white kid feels traumatized. Super guilty. White people are bad. Yay. So when the rest of us are like, hey, maybe we could tone down the slavery talk just a little bit. Imagine being a kid today. You just want to be a kid, but you're sitting in class and all your teacher wants to tell you is how terrible your race is. It's making these kids borderline suicidal. What the fuck have you been reading? Some stuff. Okay, we learned about slavery when we were kids. Never once did I sit there and think, oh my God, these are my people. I'm gonna go myself. We sat there and thought, oh my God, this was so terrible. How could anybody do this? I would never do this. I would have been on that underground railroad. Harriet Tubman would have been my best friend. How could somebody do this? We got to make sure that nobody does this ever again. And that's a huge point of teaching kids history. Okay, irregardless, I want to make sure that these kids don't feel guilty for being white. I want them to feel pride. What? You want them to feel white pride.
And again, somebody said this a long time ago. Why wouldn't you think that the white kid, would instantly identify with the abolitionist,
right,
and feel good about what they were doing, as opposed to instantly thinking they would feel bad?
Randy, that is the $20,000 question.
That's your own guilt.
Because the person that's delivering that news is a racist. Here we go.
Nicholas!
What?
What is in the fucking shower?
Nothing. What? Why are you yelling?
Because we got company staying.
Why did I leave in the shower?
Your douche is hanging in the fucking
Mom,
shower.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to.
No, I can't have these douches in my bathroom.
I'm sorry.
No, all right, that's it.
Holy shit.
Bro, I want to move out.
Wow.
So much to unpack there. So much to unpack. What?
Wow.
And who screams, I want to move out? Who does that? Who does that? Just move out. The fuck is
40-year-old
happening?
in this economy.
Thank you.
40-year-old in this economy.
Because that's the American dream. You can get a $500,000 house at age 40. That's the American dream.
It's a one bedroom.
You don't have no wife, or you don't have a wife, or you don't have a husband because who's dating, and you can barely afford. You have 3 jobs, right? Yeah,
and you
it's
drive
American dream.
between
That's
those.
what I'm saying. That's one. Okay, so that's what I'm
saying.
Your Uber is in between. You get off of the one job. I got to commute for an hour, so you just drive motherfuckers to where you're going eventually, and then you go to your next job. Like, that's what this fucking, it's ridiculous. I think I also read that this is the first time in generations where both the mom and the dad or in the household have to work.
Yeah.
Like, that's crazy. Like, this is like one of the first generations where you're doing worse than your parents, which is the opposite of the American dream. You're supposed to be doing
America's fucking great again. Don't you know?
The big new center opened with a ribbon and a cheer. Music legends, movie stars, and cameras far and near. Athletes, comics, famous faces lined up down the street. The crowd was packed from wall to wall. The energy was sweet. Wait a second, this can't be right.
Why is everybody watching that tonight?
Every channel, every feed. Why is nobody talking about me?
The ribbon got cut, the crowd went wild. The cameras rolled another mile.
And somewhere one voice echoed desperately.
Okay.
But what about me?
That was perfect. I love that.
Yeah, 8647 FPT. No notes.
We appreciate Lego Trump.
They are putting that AI stuff to the right use right now.
That one was good. Yeah. That's so weird.
Yeah.
I don't know why I thought that was so funny. That was good.
Every day I have to drag myself on these here internets and watch that man tell full out lies, or like I like to call it, confabulation. Because in his mind, he really ain't lying. He really believes what he be saying. And what is confabulation? It's the brain's way of filling in the blanks for the loss of short-term memory. Usually affects people with Alzheimer's, dementia, traumatic brain injuries, brain damage, or folks who've been abusing alcohol for many years. It's confabulation. CONFABULATION. Used in a sentence instead of entertaining that fool's confabulation. I'd rather keep scrolling, change the channel, or rearrange my panty drawer. I'm lying. I don't wear no drawers. I think I'm having a moment of confabulations because I'm convinced that every day that y'all see what's going on and y'all think all these orders is only going to affect minorities and women, while this man is stealing coins right from your very face with a smile. And like dummies, y'all is smiling right back. You know, so I am a senior citizen and I did fall as a child. Y'all, please don't block me. I'm doing the very best that I can. It's confabulation. How you know?
Okay, that was
Not the
great.
sound for the rainbow too.
And I'm just gonna let y'all know this next clip is my new mantra. You ready?
Okay.
I want the mind of Christ, but the body of a whore. But I get in that gym because I need this thing to sit up.
The mind of Christ and the body of a whore.
Wow.
I want the mind of Christ, but the body of a whore. But I get in that gym because I need this thing to sit up.
That's what.
I mean,
This thing to sit up.
the body of a whore.
I want the Planet President, but when I go to Planet Fitness, I need this thing to sit up. That's what
There's a lot to unpack there.
That was Randy, great. This is for us, Randy.
I hate when you say these things.
Listen,
I'm scared of what's going to be.
So frightened. I love it.
Because Malcolm was born in 1980. This is for us.
Okay, nobody panic over this, but you should know that my hideous tattoos apparently are a dead giveaway for a severe case of lesbianism, which is alarming for several reasons because I didn't know there was a progression to this shit. I thought you either liked women or you didn't. I didn't know there were stages. Like, how does it start? Stage 1 is sensible shoes. Stage 5 is assembling IKEA furniture with no instructions. Like, what the fuck are you even talking about? You sound like a doctor from 1957 that's diagnosing hysteria with a cigarette in one hand and a lobotomy ice pick in the other. Why did you phrase it like I just got test results back? Like, ma'am, I regret to inform you, it's severe. Sounds less like an insult and more like I need antibiotics or maybe a steroid. I'm seriously so confused because if tattoos are the symptom, we have a much bigger problem on our hands. Every straight woman with a tattoo should be very concerned right now. Ladies, if you have a butterfly tattoo on your ankle, you should monitor that shit. If you have a sleeve, you may already be in an advanced stage. And if you have 2 sleeves and a Subaru, well, Jesus Christ, thoughts and prayers. And speaking of Christ, for all you pray the gay away warriors that are dropping the Corinthians verse in my comment section like you are delivering some sort of devastating news, I already know I'm going to hell, but thanks for the reminder. And if you just found out I'm gay and you've been following me for years and you find yourself clutching your pearls while screaming unfollow, you don't have to announce your departure. You can just leave. My favorite part is these comments were left on a post I made about love and joy and happiness, and your takeaway was none of that. It was that bitch is gay. The good news is it's not contagious. The bad news is that stupidity is highly contagious, and it does appear that we are having an outbreak.
I love it. You said your takeaway was that bitch is gay.
You heard all that, and that's what you took away from it.
That's Malcolm. This is what I love about my job. This is when I am in my bag, when I check my algorithm, and God sends me all this funny shit to laugh at a time like this. Speaking of God,
that's true. Jehovah, I have something to show you. What is it, Gabriel? I am busy. Look, I recorded this.
Seen the first
That's Tim. Yeah, that's Tim. Mm-hmm. How is Tim doing? Oh, he's doing pretty good, but I need you to watch this. Oh, that's Quan. Yeah. Ain't seen Quan in a long time. I didn't know Tim knew Quan. Me neither. Oh, and they know each other real well too. Look at them. Oh, shoot, look. They real good friends. That's what's up. You know, Tim one of my good children. Wait a minute. You see that, Jehovah? Gabriel, what's going on? What they doing? God, they is kissing. No, they ain't, Gabriel. They probably like they Yahweh. What else is that? You know. Well, I mean, you did put the male G spot in their butt. Right.
Oh my God. Right.
This next clip is because I need this as a life meme. Okay.
I don't understand. Why would anybody want to steal a dead, naked body?
Well, dear, there are people who...
Oh, that's tacky. That's really tacky.
I thoroughly enjoyed that movie. What you know about Murder by Death? I enjoyed that movie.
Yeah, that was great. I love that. Come on, Randy. We just broke out in a chorus from West Side Story today.
I know. I love that. I love that. I'm
supposed to say that publicly.
No, you can tell people that we broke out into a chorus West Side Story.
Malcolm, you missed it. We just broke out.
He made some random reference that he didn't think I was going to catch, and then I caught it, and then that led to a rousing rendition of "In America" from West Side Story.
Oh, Jericho.
Oh, we're not doing it now.
I want you to believe this is algae, but I know exactly what happened. Somebody came here at night with a knife and attacked the water. They slashed the liner, they ruined the pool, and now I'm sitting in the evidence.
Somebody can get their grandfather. He's crazy.
Oh my God, I like the Ronald McDonald.
Back! Ed said he wanna see it from the back. This was the grip and this was the fight back. Ed said he wanna see it from the
That's a good point of view.
Yeah, I love it. He always talks about how black women embraced him and white women thought he was weird. Because you would be with now, I like to tell a good story here on the Saturday Sit Down.
You don't say.
Pay attention.
I just saw the craziest story. It's not mine, but my friend Bree, she lives in New York City. She's been there forever. She owns her apartment. Okay, that's important. She owns her apartment. And she was just in the UK for work for the last 7 weeks. And she just posted that last night when she got home, she unlocked her door, opened it, and there was just a random man sitting on her couch. She said she just stepped out and shut the door, assuming that she walked into the wrong apartment somehow, realized that that's not what happened, and then opened the door and was like, "Who are you?" And this man, who she's never seen before in her life, said, "I live here." What? She was like, "The fuck you do? This is my home." And he said, "No, I have a sublease. I'm staying here for 3 months." So she did what I think all of us would do, definitely me. She called the police for a home invasion. So the police show up, they go to the door, and they're like, "What's going on here?" This man shows them a sublet contract for 3 months. That's not true because she's never seen this man before. And then the police were basically like, "This is a he said, she said situation. You need to go and try to evict him." Since when can you just walk into somebody's house, claim it as your own, and then it's on the homeowners, it's their responsibility to prove that you don't actually live there? That's terrifying. This man refused to leave, and she ended up staying at a friend's house last night. She has no idea how this man could have known that she wasn't home. She has no idea how he got access to get into her apartment. She had the keys. So stay tuned. This is all developing. It just happened late last night.
Yeah.
It is June 24th, 2026, and I'm having a great hair day. How are you? So as of today, we have had 8 presidents die in office. Pour one out for the dead homies. I thought it might be kind of timely to recap the list of all the presidents that have died in office. I'm not saying that anyone is going to die anytime soon, but I'm just saying, it doesn't hurt to refresh the list. Starting with William Henry Harrison, president number 9. So he died in 1841, and he has the honor / misfortune, I guess, of having our shortest presidency. He was only president for 31 days. He gave the longest inauguration speech in the cold, no coat on, got pneumonia, dead. 9 years later, we have president number 12, Zachary Taylor. He ate some cherries and milk on a very hot day in July, as one does, and died. The milk probably wasn't pasteurized. 15 years after him, we have Abraham Lincoln, president number 16. And of course, he was assassinated at Ford's Theater. 16 years later, in 1881, James Garfield, president 20, also assassinated. There is a Netflix miniseries about his assassination. It's worth checking out. And also, he's probably one of the most intelligent presidents that we ever had. Just very smart. He was also ambidextrous. He could write with both hands at the same time, one hand in Latin and the other hand in Greek. 20 years later, in 1901, President 25, William McKinley, assassinated. 22 years after that, we have President 29, Warren G. Regulators Harding. He dies of a heart attack, allegedly, in 1923. Some people think he was killed, but I don't know. What do y'all think? 22 years later, we have Frankie D. Franklin Delano Roosevelt. He dies of a stroke with his side chick. He was with the side chick at the time. He was president 32, by the way. 18 years later, JFK assassinated. He was president number 35. He was also the youngest president elected at 43 years old. It's been 63 years since JFK was assassinated, meaning that this is the longest stretch of time that we've had since a president has died in office. And I'm not saying somebody need to die in office. I'm just saying, I'm just giving you the facts. I'm just telling you factually. Okay, it's been 63 years. I'm just saying. Should we do the vice presidents next? Let me know, because we've had a few of them that have died in office too.
Okay. We talked about that earlier. I love the serendipity in the conversations. Get out of my head.
Now, listen, this is also another good story. But watch the notebook, boys and girls.
So I'm on a date with this guy, and we're partying hard. And somewhere in the middle of all of that, I forget to drink water. Now, I have IBS. And on top of that, we was eating chili cheese fries. We get back to his place. I start to feel it, that rumble. So ain't no time for me to go home. Ask him where his bathroom is. He points me in the direction of his bathroom. Cool, I'm in there. I'm constipated in the front, but whatever's in the back is ready to go. I turn on the water. He knock on the door. He asks me if everything's okay. I say, yeah, everything's fine. I start having a hot flash. So I snatch off my wig, take off my clothes. Again, he knocking on the door. And he goes, hey, I noticed you've been in there for a while running the water. We just got a new data center. So my water bill is high. How about you turn off the water and I put on some music so you can finish up. And I know what you're thinking. Oh, this guy's a catch. No. Because I'm sitting in that bathroom, butt naked, bald-headed, squeezing for my life and praying to God that I don't have a heart attack on this man's toilet. Why did you think it was a good idea to keep knocking on that door? I know you smell what happened in there. You know my guts is rotten. Oh, no. This ain't gonna work out. Oh, still single.
Did I got raptured. Hold on.
That is a terrible story. I feel horrible for her.
Terrible story, wasn't it?
And him. God, dog. I mean, that says a lot on your first date.
I'm mad that Ninja said his water bill was high.
I mean, hey, times is hard. It's 2026.
I like it.
I wonder what he was playing. While she was in the bathroom, I wonder what he put on to mask the sound.
Probably George Clinton.
He's fire.
Hey. So Big Ken was my baby. Tell the truth, Diva. Big Ken. The body of what? That's right. That's right. I want
the body of a whore.
That's right.
So Jesus.
And Lesbionic. That's right. Lesbionic. Lucy Ken.
It is interesting that she fit the stereotype without knowing that was a stereotype. Big Ken says Tim and Quan know each other biblically. The question is, who does the bending?
Nasty.
Sublease my ass. Jesus, beautiful bed. Okay, I was gonna say that was sort of like the story, the movie Barbarian, where like these two people Airbnb the same place, but there was a guy who actually owned it, who was coming to, I guess, claim some shit, discovered that it was being Airbnb without him knowing. I want to know, like, when this guy showed his sublease, like, was it notarized? There's so much more to know about this.
Well, apparently somebody knew she was out of town.
And they were going to make a buck off of it by letting the dude stay there while she was gone?
Yeah. And then I had that happened to a friend of mine in New York, and they cold subleased her shit, you know?
That's crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy. But you know what I'm ready to do, Randy? I want to know what Malcolm went to. But other than that, I want to get to some black shit. Let's go.
Let's go.
I'm getting emotional about it because I get scared about people dying.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Yes,
I don't want to tell my queer friends to go out there and stand on the front line so they can lose their life. I don't want to tell my Latinx friends. I don't want to tell.
Well,
it's hard.
I want you to hear me though. Hear this. It's not the front line. It's standing up wherever you are. There's a way to stand up without standing in front of a gun. There is a way to stand up. You write your congressmen, you write your senators, you make the phone calls, you send the emails, do your part. Go to your local meetings. Do your part. Stand up where you are. Y'all see me at the piano. That's my way. I can't go out on the street no more. I'm 69. You. I can't run like I used to run. I fell in Africa. I don't have the legs I used to have. I can still kick somebody's ass, though. Don't get me wrong. Do your part wherever you are.
I think it's important that we hear this because we get caught up in this one form of activism and then we become fighting amongst one another because it's like, well, you ain't doing enough. You're doing, but like, it's like people are fighting in the ways that they know how.
Thank you. And you do your part.
Do
I agree
your
with
part.
that. Do your part so we can ask for it. If everybody does their part, it all ends up.
We ain't got nothing else to worry about if you do your part. You know what I'm saying? Do your part.
Y'all, I learned something new today and I wanted to share it. Every time you taste vanilla ice cream, every time you smell vanilla extract, did you know that flavor exists because of a 12-year-old black boy? His name was Edmund Albius, and he was born into slavery in 1829 on the island of Reunion off the coast of Madagascar. His mother died giving birth to him. He never knew his father. And at 12 years old, y'all, this child solved a problem that European botanists could not crack for decades. See, vanilla could only be grown in Mexico because only one bee in the entire world could pollinate it. Edmund figured out how to do it by hand, using a tiny stick and one simple move with his thumb. He brought the male and female parts of the flowers together. That's amazing. And just like that, vanilla could be grown anywhere in the world, y'all. His enslaver's own writings confirmed that it was Edmund, even when a French botanist tried to steal the credit. Within decades, vanilla production went from almost nothing to 60 tons a year. A multi-million-dollar industry, y'all, built on the genius of an enslaved child. And what did he receive? Y'all already know. He got his freedom. He got a last name. But y'all, he was not compensated. And it took 139 years later for a plaque to be put in his hometown. This is why we have to study history and teach history to our children. This matters because black geniusness is not new. It has always been here. Share this story with someone.
Good on you, Drayton.
Am I a little black?
Are you a little black?
Yeah.
Like your skin color?
My skin.
I don't think you're a little bit black.
I do.
You do. You're a little black.
I don't know where my skin is. It's supposed to be. I'm not supposed to be. Black. I'm supposed to be black.
You think you're supposed to be black? Why?
I want to.
You want to be black?
No, because I want to be black like guy.
Oh, like your skin color a little bit darker?
Yeah.
Like brown?
Yeah.
You know what?
What?
A lot of people have different color skin, right? Like you have fair skin, Kai has brown skin, DJ Tooth has darker skin, Daddy has like a caramel skin, and everybody's different colors. Every color is beautiful, and your color is also beautiful. Don't be sad.
Me too.
You know, I know the feeling of wanting to be like somebody else. We can look up to people, we can admire people, but we should love ourselves the way that we are. You know? Your skin's perfect, Kalani. Say it. I'm perfect.
Oh, he's cute.
Good for you, Kalani.
And his white, and his name is Kalonzo.
Breaking news. Congress is trying to do something good. I know. I almost pulled a muscle trying to fact check it. Congress doing something useful is like seeing a raccoon pay taxes. You stop and make sure your eyes still work. But this is real. Congress might pass one of the biggest housing bills in decades. And here's what they not saying loud enough. This ain't just a housing bill. This is an adulthood bill. America ain't just short houses. America is short front porches, baby rooms, starter homes, grandparents close enough to help, and futures people can actually believe in. We're short roughly 4 million homes. The median home price is over $400,000, and the median first-time home buyer is around 40. 40. That ain't a starter home. That's a midlife crisis with a mailbox. Because when housing gets too expensive, everything gets delayed. Marriage, kids, businesses, wealth, safety, healing, better jobs, leaving toxic situations, taking chances, building a real life, all of it. That's the part Wall Street don't put in the spreadsheet. Scientists call housing a social determinant of health. That's fancy talk for where you live touches damn near everything. Stress, blood pressure, mental health, your kid's future, retirement, emergency money, lifespan, and whether you can look tomorrow in the face without flinching. So what does the bill do? It helps build more housing, supports manufactured housing, improves housing assistance, cuts some bureaucratic foolishness, and puts limits on some giant investors buying up single-family homes like Pokemon cards. Translation? Somebody in Washington finally remembered neighborhoods supposed to have neighbors. Now don't go naming your baby Congress. This bill ain't perfect. Congress is gonna Congress. Conservatives are gonna conservative. Lobbyists are gonna lobby. And billionaires still treat housing policy like Black Friday at the Plantation gift shop. But this matters. America didn't just create a housing crisis. America created a future crisis. When people can't afford homes, they stop planning. Then they stop believing. And eventually, a country that can't imagine a future becomes scared of one. If you felt this, like, subscribe, and share this post. Follow Marcus for America. Cash App, $ Marcus Farrell 20. Now tell me, when did a home stop being a place to live and become a product rich people use to tax everybody else's future?
That part. Go back for the Malcolm.
Yeah, they were talking about this in particular in Florida is really, really bad. Like most of the houses there are not owned by people anymore. It's just owned by venture capital. And
well, the insurance is gone, so good luck with that anyway.
Exactly. But also just like the people anyway, it's interesting. It's changed the state.
You just missed the video of how a black man created vanilla ice cream. And we go one more thing in black shit, then we gotta move on to a couple more things.
He was willing to sacrifice his daughter for the furtherance of the black race. Lock in. Yolanda loved her some Jimmy Lunsford. Her father, on the other hand, couldn't stand him. See, W.E. Du Bois and Yolanda were a part of the talented 10th, an aristocracy that believed the top % of black educated should lead the race. You know, writers, doctors, scientists, philosophers. Yolanda was a teacher. But long story short, the daughter of one of America's top black intellectuals couldn't marry a jazz musician. He wouldn't allow it. So on April 9th, 1928, Yolanda married Harvard graduate and poet Countee Cullen. Biggest event of the year, union that represented black progress, emblematic of the Harlem Renaissance. Madam C.J. Walker's heiress, A'Lelia, the queen of Harlem Renaissance parties, hosted the pre-wedding brunch. There were 25 star-studded bridesmaids and groomsmen. The ceremony, which Yolanda's father spared no expense on, was attended by 3,000 people and ordained by Countee Cullen's father. All this spectacle for a lavender marriage that would last no more than 6 months. Countee Cullen invited his best man, Harold Jackman, also known as the most handsome man in Harlem, on their honeymoon and spent it with him. On the newlyweds' next trip to Europe, he invited Langston Hughes in addition to Harold, the 3 arriving weeks before Yolanda. Mind you, she was so naive and sheltered. She was a different kind of black royalty. She wasn't at A'Lelia's Diddy parties. So while most of Harlem knew how Countee got down, who Countee was, she had no clue what was happening right in front of her eyes. And word on the street is that her father, who knew exactly what was happening, wanted to keep it that way for the sake of propagating the talented 10th, instructing his daughter to focus on making her husband happy as opposed to constantly writing him with complaints about her already failing marriage. But it wasn't an impossible task. Countee finally admitting that he wasn't feeling her like that. Du Bois's only request was that County hold off on the divorce to avoid bad press surrounding this Black Power couple ending so soon. The union was annulled in 1930, though they officially separated months after their 1928 wedding. Real ones who completed this video, let your favorite storyteller know by commenting this emoji.
Ooh.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a pretty good one.
Yeah, me at lavender marriage. That's crazy.
That's crazy. Now, you know, my other favorite thing is some Black Joy. Let's get into it.
Some national underground thunderpounds when I stomp the ground like a million elephants, a silverback orangutan. Who wants some don't come unprepared, I'll be there. But when I leave there, better be a household name. Weather man telling us it ain't gon' rain. So now we sitting in a drop top soaking wet, in a silk suit trying not to sweat, in a summer sauce without the nets. But this be the year that we won't forget. 1999 and no dominate. Anything goes. Do what you wanna be, long as you know consequences are given for living the business. So I just jump in jail, too low to dig, I might just touch hell. Ha, get a life now, they on sale. Then I might cash you a look at what came in the mail. A scale and some on a hammer, Soko grill and a baby mama, black Cadillac and a pack of Pampers, stack of questions with no answer. Kill for cancer, kill for AIDS, make a nigga wanna stay on tour for days. Get back home, things are wrong. One night when you was bad all alone, but you live fast up to a ball of power, thousands of 1,000 miles per hour. Hello, ghetto, let your brain breathe. Believe there's always no how. Don't pull the bang out unless you plan to bang. Don't leave a bang unless you plan to hit something. Don't pull the bang out unless you plan to bang. Don't leave a bang unless you plan to hit something. Those traits.
I enjoyed the fuck out of that.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I'm gonna skip what I initially had, but let's go ahead and see. Well, right next door, we're bumping up into them. I'm in a hurry. We're bumping up into my boys.
Yeah, Drunk Uncles is about to go live now.
Drunk Uncles is about to go live. So we got one more video for you. But I want y'all to hop over there. It's on the regular YouTube page, www.youtube.com/MailMediaMind2. Hop on over there. My blind ass is trying to find the correct placard as I
Brother Malcolm.
Yeah. I need to share the link actually because I just realized I hadn't done that. But...
Oh, okay.
Okay. They are live now, so I'm looking at the page.
So 1 second, let me let y'all go. Hold on and check this out. This is my closing. I'm going to enjoy this immensely. So if you want to see your comment on television, tune in tomorrow. This was a pre-recorded session. Tune in tomorrow for the re-airing of the Saturday Sit Down at its normal time at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And ladies and germs, in closing, wait a minute. In closing, I will give you this. Thank you for choosing M3 on behalf of Malcolm and myself. And can't forget the Randalorian, but I'll be right back.
I never knew love like this before. Now I'm lonely, nevermore. Since you came into my life, ooh, and once I was lost and now I'm found. Then you turned my world around. When I need, I call your name. 'Cause I never knew love like this before. Open my eyes, 'cause I never knew love like this before.
I never knew love like this before. The chance.
Love Stephanie Mills.
Yes. To entertain you. Thank you for having It's Me Randy. Check out me and It's Me Randy 7 p.m. We'll be right back with a brand new episode of the mixtape. And we have one of my favorites, the Gypsy Woman herself. You don't know what I'm talking about. You should look it up. I want you to come closer. And then don't forget, Monday afternoon, 4 p.m. I will be on the road for these two shows. So they will be in place, and I will be in the streets, but I will be right there. Malcolm and I, as we tantalize you and find out what the fuck AI's got to say about your life, okay? So trust us. If nobody told you they love you, go check out Devon, www.
Get your drink on.
/Mel Media Mind 2 right here at 10 p.m. because it's the pre-recorded. Now, if you're watching the 1 p.m. show tomorrow, stay tuned. Don't move a muscle. You're about to watch a re-airing of the mixtape presented by myself, my man.
It's me, Randy.
Have a good day, y'all. Peace.
Thanks for checking out this episode of The Saturday Sit Down with your host, the talented Mr. Drayton. Your one-stop shop for the best conversation that you don't want to miss. Please be sure to like, subscribe, and share. And stay tuned for the next episode. See you then.
Okay. That was interesting.
Gonna have fun editing that.
Editing? No. I'm just putting this on front of the mixtape and putting it up. Putting that up. But you know, I have.
What episode of mixtape are you going to add?
In the program, I chose the one that was the most popular.
D'Angelo?
I think it was actually Heavy D. In the program, please. Thank you. Yeah. Oh, you haven't done?